salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama. Damu yake na sadaka nategemea daima, yote chini ya kisha Mwokozi atanitosha. Kwake Yesu nasimama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama. Njia yangu iwe ndefu, yeye hunipa wokovu, mawimbi yakinipiga, nguvu zake ndizo zangu. Kwake Yesu nasimama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama. Nikiitwa hukumuni, rohoni nina amani, nikivikwa haki yake, sina hofu mbele zake. Kwake Yesu nasimama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama. Kwake Yesu nasimama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama. Kwake Yesu nasimama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama. Cha kutumaini sina ila damu yake Yesu, sina wema wa kutosha dhambi zangu kuziosha. Kwake Yesu nasimama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama. Kwake Yesu nasimama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama.
Okay, sorry guys, I think, sorry I'm being a bit emotional, but you know, some of the staff who are singing here today, some of them have been with me for many years, and it was their decision that they come and pray here in front of Dari, because this is the place for their livelihood since 2012, I think, 2011, 2012. So I think that when one of them actually is a pastor, and I think when they decided they're going to come and pray here, that's all they can do under the circumstances. And I told them that I was able to make it on time myself, because I had prayers at All Saints Cathedral. So I was here with them briefly in the morning, but they insisted that they want to pray with me, and I appreciate that. I will still be around. I think what I'd like Kenyans to know is that I want to pay the loan, and I've wanted to pay this loan for the longest time. The problem is that the value of the land is much, much more than the money which I owe. So they have used everything possible to stop me from paying. I borrowed 9 million, then they refused to pay the balance of the loan. They actually breached the contract. After breaching the contract, I said, okay, let me return you your money. I offered 10 million because I got some friends in Dubai who were ready to give me the money. They refused. They said, no, you have to pay 12. Before I knew it, they had gone to a court in England and got judgment against me. And now they were claiming for 16 million. Then it went to 18. Then it went to 25 million US dollars. Then it went to 32, or those figures. So they don't even know how much they're claiming for me. So I went to court and they said, look, I want a court supervised process. So let the court decide what do I owe them. Kenyans will not believe it. The court said that they dismissed my my application to pay. Why should a court dismiss my application to pay? They don't want me to pay for this land because they want the land. I'd never want to talk about my private issues in public. The land is 27 acres. So the land is more valuable than what I owe them. So they want the land. They don't want the money. So that's number one. Number two, all of a sudden, they claim that they have sold my property on auction. But I got a court order stopping the auction. Before I know it, they claim they actually have a title. Right? The Ministry of Lands, the Registrar of Lands, the Minister for Lands, and Nixon Korir at Lands, they all got restraining orders that they cannot sell this land by auction before all the matters are solved. Then the Kenya country manager of the bank, when he was still in Nairobi, the one in charge of Nairobi, he said, when I was able to put the facts in front of court, and he was being now, because it was criminal that they lied, he has confirmed that the bank lied. And bank officials involved in this matter are facing criminal charges at the magistrate's court. So what I'm saying is that they have stopped the criminal case at the magistrate's court because it will emerge that the bank lied in all the affidavits and the whatever they put in the High Court, in the Court of Appeal, and in the Supreme Court. But now, somehow, they've been able to stop the prosecution of the criminals from the bank. And I must commend the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, because this case in the Magistrate's Court, which is criminal, is being prosecuted not by me, it's being prosecuted by the Director of Public Prosecutions and is being prosecuted by the DCI and with permission from the Attorney General. So it's not me just making empty allegations. Why don't they want that criminal case to proceed? The judiciary has put it on ice for 13 months, more than a year, so that they have time to do this kind of shenanigans they're doing here. You don't want me to get the evidence, which I already given, which shows that the bank are criminals. You don't want the prosecution of the criminals in the bank to go ahead, to give you time to try and get my property on auction. That is very unfortunate, because if this is what is happening with somebody at my level, what are the ordinary wananchi saying? What are they going through? What are the ordinary wananchi going through, if I can go through this? So I'm not playing politics here. There is a criminal case against bank officials involved in this matter at the Magistrate's Court. I'm not prosecuting it. It's being prosecuted by the DCI. It's being prosecuted by the Office of Director of Public Prosecutions. Why are you putting that case on ice and continuing? Because you know the information and any conviction which will come from that lower court will spoil the case for the bank in the High Court. So you want to go ahead with these High Court rulings before the evidence comes from the lower court. This is thuggery. It is thuggery.
I have a question. My name is Jimmy Wanjigi. So what is the latest demand? What is it that you want? Apart from auctioneering, what is it that they are saying that you refuse to do? And what is the latest demand that they are asking from you?
Look, if they ask for the money, I've agreed to pay the money. Right? And their trick of asking for, their trick is that they moved it from 9 million to 12 million to 16 million to 18 million to 26 million to 32 million. I mean, they are moving the goalpost every time. More important, there is a law in Kenya. It's called the Diplom rule. If I borrowed 9 million, even if I was guilty, I should not pay more than 18 million. No more than double. That is the law. But then they say they are exempted from that because they operate under the English law. Fair enough. But why is it that as East Africa Development Bank, Kenya pays from taxpayers money, gives them money, which means when it comes to their responsibility, they invoke international law, but when it comes to receiving money from Kenya, they get it from the exchequer direct. So why should taxpayers be giving money to East Africa Development Bank? And then when it comes to compliance with the Kenyan law, then they say they are governed, they are exempted. And there's no such exemption. And I'll make it interesting for you. On Friday, there was a case in Machakos, which they lost. Because there was a ruling last year that the EADB Act is unconstitutional in so many areas, but let me tell you the elephant in the house. The EADB Bank Act gives the Minister for Finance or the CS for Finance authority to remove money from the exchequer without parliamentary oversight or parliamentary approval, and may not be audited by the Auditor General, and they may not be supervised by the central bank. It is a cartel to steal the money of Kenyans. That is what it is. And I think that you guys should find out what I'm saying, if it is true or not true. Yep. Just check the EADB Act.
Yeah, my next question is, you said you're not playing politics, but who's fighting?
Okay. I'm not playing politics because I have facts. Whoever wants to be able to see the political things on it, I know.
Yeah, the reason I'm asking is because I think some days ago you actually said that someone...
No, I'll explain to you. The company which claims that they have bought this property despite a court order which prevented any auction is a Mr. Jackson Chebet with a Mr. Kiprono, and the person who stormed this place with goons is a Mr. Kiprop. Those are the names. If I've lied, find out. But those are the names. It is on record. It is in court records. It's not. I've not made up these names. If you go to the court records in this case, you will find those names. Of course, Kenyans, some are saying those are just fronts. They are fronts for who? I don't know. That is now politics. And I don't want to go there.
So what's the next course of action? Because now, because it's locked here, done prayers, what next?
You actually expect me to tell you what my next steps are. That's part of our strategy. From this meeting, I'm going for a meeting with my lawyers who are coming in at 3 o'clock, and they'll tell me how we proceed.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any other question?
So I want to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Eliud Owalo, who is my younger brother, because actually it is his elder brother who was my contemporary. And I just saw him coming in. I wasn't expecting him. I appreciate that he's come to show solidarity with me. He is not only a senior member of our society, he was a minister for communication. And that's a ministry which I also occupied before. And he comes from Rarieda, so we come from the same village actually. So I want to thank him most sincerely in front of you, and maybe if you want to say anything I would ask him to say, this is your chance, sir.